So you probably have a crazy story too.
I do.
If you don't mind sharing, please do.
I'm a recovering addict.
Okay.
So I'm 9 years sober.
Wow, congrats, man.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Opiates, heroin.
Wow,
Biggest
okay.
drug,
Okay.
How's it going?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good. Just another day.
Another day, another dollar.
How long you drive for Lyft?
Recently just started like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, because I just got a car about a year ago and I was doing Lyft. But I need the transmission in. I did Lyft, I did the Uber, I did the Instacart.
Okay.
I did it all, man.
I usually get it out of them. I tried to get some stories out of them.
Yeah.
Because people are interesting. People are actually pretty interesting. I've had a few people in here, and every time like I start talking to them, they say, "Oh, I'm not interesting. It's just I'm boring. I'm this. I'm that." But then once you start talking about where do you work, what do you do? One time I picked up this lawyer, and he was telling me like crazy story, and then the next day I picked up Air Force vet who's like 70-some years old, and he was telling me about his time in Vietnam and whatnot.
That's crazy.
I was like, God damn, like people are actually pretty interesting. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
So you probably have a crazy story too.
I do.
If you don't mind sharing, please do.
I'm a recovering addict.
Okay.
So I'm 9 years sober.
Wow, congrats, man.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Opiates, heroin.
Wow,
Biggest
okay.
drug,
Okay.
Good choice.
Congrats, man.
Got
That's
clean
beautiful.
in October 2015. Yep.
Congrats. So this would be your 9th or?
It's coming October.
Okay. That's
I
amazing.
just got sick of living that life, man. So I moved to Georgia, and nothing was, happening in Georgia. I lived in Georgia 2 years. My life was really boring there, but and then 2017 I moved here, and my life turned around when I got here. I got a job.
Started from scratch.
Yeah, and started to work my way up, and now I'm a supervisor. And all right.
It covers the bases.
Yeah. Can't live on anything these days,
Honestly. Do you mind sharing a little bit more on your story about addiction and all that, if you don't mind?
No, yeah. I started when I was about 15. I already smoked weed and stuff before that, but my first Oxycontin when I was like 14 or 15.
Okay.
Did a lot of made a lot of mistakes as an addict, and my parents put up with it. And, I'm glad they got to see me sober before they passed.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but rob people. You're an addict. You do things tell yourself you'll never do. I always said, my one friend started using a needle, and I was like, I'll never stick a needle in my arm. I was like, I'll just sniff it. And then you get to the point, and you go down that slope, and you use a needle. Mine was all because of a girl. Did 2 jail bids, not prison, just county time.
Okay.
First one was contempt of court. I violated probation and stuff.
Okay.
And the second one was grand larceny in the 4th degree, which is a classic felony, but I got dropped to misdemeanor. I stole a gun, and I traded it for drugs.
Oh,
it was my dad's gun, and he had to turn it in. If something happened, his gun,
Oh yeah, so
Thinking it's
it'd be
false.
under his name. Yeah.
So you know, you had to turn it in. So I did some jail time. Told myself when I got locked up I would stay clean and then I'd get out, and same girl that got me to use the needle, they're waiting for me when I got out. I hope to write a book someday.
You should.
Because I got some stories, man.
Bro,
like,
you should.
just to help people.
Yes, please do.
I
That would be an amazing circle of life.
yeah.
It would be such an amazing story, amazing come up. You should definitely do it. Pursue it. Just sit down and start writing, typing.
My biggest problem, man, is I don't know my brain's so fucked up from the drugs that I don't know the order stuff happened. And I've told other people I want to write a book, and they do the same reaction you did. You should do it.
Yeah.
And I tell them the same thing. Well, I forget the order of things, and they're like, that doesn't matter.
It does not.
Just
It does not.
write it.
It could almost be let's say it's a book, but it's a collection of short stories.
Yeah.
If you don't know the order, let's say every chapter is a different story that happened. And maybe you start by telling, the background, the intro, all of that stuff. And then you dive into what happened in the story, and then maybe your learnings, your key learnings, things like that.
My mom was an addict too, and she was a nurse. My dad was a doctor. My mom was a nurse. And my mom ended up becoming an addict, along with me. She started using it at the same time I did, and she ended up losing her nursing license. She got fired because she was stealing from the ER.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. But I want stories like that, because I know there's kids out there right now that are probably getting high with their mom.
Yes. Oh, you're absolutely right.
When you're in that headspace, you think you're alone, but there's people out there that.
Oh yeah.
And I want to help change someone's life. Some people think it's a choice, addiction. It's a sickness, it really is.
It's also who you surround yourself with. It could be peer pressure.
You make the choice to get high for the first time, but I mean, addiction, it's a sickness, man.
Yes.
And you should treat it like that.
Damn, that's an amazing story. If you write a book and start talking about it to, you can even go to the rehab facilities and whatnot, tell your story. Yes. Yeah, you could be a speaker, you could be an author.
Yeah, I want to write a book really bad, but
my only advice for you is honestly just start. If you have a laptop or whatever, or if you have a notebook, just start. And nowadays I feel like it's a lot easier to write something with the technology that we have, especially with AI and
good. Thank you, bro.
I appreciate you, man. Best of luck and wishing you the best. Looking forward to read that book.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Take care.